Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, can you stand the rain? Storms will come, this we know for sure. But tell me, can you stand the rain? What's up, y'all? Tones only. Listen, it is your man DM, and we are back for another one. Yes, I said another one. I think this is episode 5. And like I told you on episode 1, I'm just going to crank them out like I get them. I'm not going to be tied to a schedule because sometimes the schedule can limit you, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has their reasons for doing the things that they do, but I just do them the way that I do them because I want to do them that way. But yeah, it's your man DM. I call myself the lead podcaster because I won't be the only one on here, but I'll mainly be the voice that you hear. So get used to the tone. Get used to the tone. I hope everybody's doing well as they listen to this. The last podcast was a doozy. I want to be a stripper, but if you didn't hear it, go back and listen to it. It's a good podcast. Today is going to be dope too. You see I changed my colors in the background. And the reason I did is because of, just what we're going to talk about today. People like different things for different reasons. And I've always been the type of person that hadn't been like I'm not really your mainstream type of guy. I understand it and I can mainstream with the best of them. But I've always been like a counteractive dude, not counteractive, but it's like, I don't sound like I'm difficult, but it's like, I have a tendency to take a liking to things that the majority just won't, and I'll end up looking at things the way the majority of people won't look at them, and I end up doing things sometimes the way the majority of people won't do them, and I don't try to be like that. I can't help people get mad at me because I don't do the normal stuff all the time, but I'm just me. Yeah. And so, everybody wants sunshine, and I like the sunshine too, don't get me wrong. Like I love the sunshine. I love getting the vitamin that we get from the sun. Pause. And I think that it does well for our skin and all those different things of that nature. And the sun is very important. Matter of fact, almost the most important when it comes down to life and things growing and us staying warm and the seasons and all those different things. And I'm learning something right now while I'm talking about this, that sometimes we compare it to rainy days and sunny days, and we compare the sun and the rain like they're really opposite of each other, when in actuality they're working in tandem. But I digress. That's another conversation, working together. But it's the illusion of competition. But I'll say this, that I'm a person, I want to call this podcast The Life of a Pluviophile. You say, oh, here he go with these words. Well, what's a pluviophile? How do you spell it? Pluviophile. Pluviophile. I found this word the other day just looking online, some other things, I think an Instagram post. So I ain't that smart. I just found it like a couple days ago. But I said, hey, that's me. A pluviophile is a lover of rain, a lover of rainy days, somebody that finds peace when it rains. And I know a lot of you all are pluviophiles too. I know when it starts raining, everybody gets sleepy, want to take a nap. Sometimes when it starts raining real hard, I'll be like trying to rush home so I can catch some of the rain to sleep. But it tends to be where I'm just attracted to that type of day. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-sunny days, so don't say that. But it's just when it does rain and when it's time to rain or we have a bunch of rainy days, I'm ready for it. Even today, like right now while I'm recording this, it looks like it's about to rain outside, and it's just one of those things. And I started realizing that even though days are rainy, one of the things about rain and rainy days is you can't control them. As much as we like to be in control and like to say that we have things under control and we try to plan out our lives, the rain just is. It's going to come when it comes. It's going to come when the earth needs it. And it's not all about you. I remember when I was younger, we used to pray for the rain to go away. It's so crazy. We used to, everybody thinks they can get what they want when they want, so they pray like that, right? And so we used to pray that the rain will go away because we wanted to go on a picnic or wanted to go to a water park or something like that. And as I got older, and even my dad would say it sometimes, and as I got older, I started realizing that it's not all about me. It's not all about what I need. The world doesn't rotate around what I'm doing on that day. And some days I did get answers, and the rain held up for a little while till I can have fun. But for the most part, sometimes other things need the rain more than you don't need it, right? And it's one of those things where it does what it's supposed to do. It's gravity. It builds up over time. It really shows our life and a lot of things the way our life works. But it's based off of gravity. You can't control gravity. You just let it fall when it falls, and you relate to it properly. So that means if you don't want to be wet, you stay inside. If you don't want to be wet, you put an umbrella on, a raincoat. I don't know if anybody's still wearing raincoats, right? But you do what it takes to relate to it. Sometimes people have, pots of plants or different things in their house, and they'll sit them outside when it starts to rain. People with gardens, they appreciate the days that it rains. They don't want too much, but they can appreciate the days that it does rain because it's nourishing and just giving what flowers need. You know what I'm saying? And so I can just appreciate the rain and the rainy days, and I can appreciate what rain does for us. Now, it doesn't always seem the happiest moment, and it isn't the most chipper, type of thing, but it's necessary. It's necessary for it to happen because there are necessary things that are working around us that we don't even know all the time. I love the story about my buddy Jesus. Bro Jesus, somebody get mad about that. But him being in the bottom of the ship while the storm going on, and it's just storming, right? And he's in the bottom of the ship sleeping, and they all scared, and they're scared about their lives, and that's a whole nother conversation again. But I love his composure, and I think he may have been a pluviophile too, because I love his composure because he was just in the bottom of the ship sleeping. Storm, raging, all kind of stuff. He just sleep, he's chilling. And I think he was doing that because he understood that everything needed to be when it needed to be. And they come wake him up or whatever, and he's not even like stopping the storm because he thinks it needs to stop. He's just trying to protect these scary people that have these wants and don't understand like he understands. So even with all his power, he talks to the storm and tells it to stop, right? But he knows somewhat deep down his mind that those moments are necessary. The moments, the storms, the floods. And I understand we don't like floods. And the number one reason we don't like floods is because we built our lives in certain places. We built our lives. We got our little houses, these boxes that we got called houses, and we got these things called land and business and things, and we put them in places where water is needed. And then when it floods, we say, "Oh, it's such a devastating tragedy." And don't get me wrong, I've been in the flood. I've had my home flooded. My parents' home. It happened before, right? And it wasn't it wasn't a good thing. I don't wish it upon anybody. But I also have to understand the truth about the matter. And somebody told me that where the house was built in that whole neighborhood, 50, 60, 70 years ago, there was nothing there. And it always had water there because that's just the way it went. And so sometimes we have a tendency to make everything about us and then complain when everything doesn't go like we want it to go. But truth of the matter is we must embrace the rain. Sunny days, everybody loves them, but can you stand the rain, right? Everybody loves that song too, right? I know you're probably going to listen to it right after that. You're welcome to audition. So, but it's the idea to realize that the rain, although may be untimely and may not be as scheduled, you look on your phone, you got the app, and they tell you it's going to rain for the next 3 days, and it don't rain at all for the next 3 days, right? Or they tell you sunshine, and then it starts to storm, right? And they try to do their best. So shout out to the meteorologists, they try to do their best, but the weatherman. But sometimes the rain just needs to come when it needs to come. Those clouds are filling up. They're always filling up. There's always filling up. And preparing to float wherever they need to go and drop down the water wherever it needs to be. It doesn't rain everywhere at one time all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could be raining here and right down the street. It's dry, sun is shining, right? But it's where it's needed when it's needed. And I can just appreciate that as a pluviophile. Once again, I just found out that I was a pluviophile. Right? And I got to say that word real slow because all these other files, I don't want to mistake on none of them, right? But a pluviophile, love of rain, love those things. I love that the rain can nurture everyone and nurture life and plants and everything around us. Pause on this whole conversation for those who may understand what I'm saying when I say that. But it's just the rain, man. And we singing "Send the rain, let the rain fall," and then we get upset when it starts storming. Sometimes it need to uproot. Sometimes the storm and the rain and the flood are things that are washing things out of your life that you would have never let go in the first place. Or sometimes it's drowning things. Sometimes it's drowning things that you would never have choked out on your own, right? Like you never would have put it out of your life on your own. So the flood had to come and wipe it away. The river had to come and wipe it away. You know, I always think about rivers and rain and rivers and rain and the oceans and then the gravity and the way that it works. You know, rivers are won by gravity. So it's the water from the mountain, the water from the rain, and gravity is constantly pulling to make the force of the river. It's so powerful and it's so natural and it's so uncontrollable. And we just, even as we do with the river, we have to just learn how to relate and embrace where we stand with it all. And so, you know, I want us to be, I'm not even trying, I'm just kind of talking about it right now. I know we always get into, you should do this and we should do this, but I think that the best thing for me to do, and I'll say it for myself and you can judge on your own, what you do, but what I've learned to is just relate to it. I'm also a lover of nature, so I can pay attention. And I just know that everything ain't always about me. And so when it rains, I understand that it's needed somewhere. There's somebody across somewhere that may have a crop that hadn't been rained on for days, weeks, months maybe. You know what I'm saying? And here I am complaining about whatever I'm complaining about. I just got my hair twisted recently and I'm complaining because I don't want my hair to get wet, right? All this different stuff is just like, I'll just relate properly because somebody needs it somewhere. It's not all about me and everything doesn't revolve around me. And then since it's going to rain, let me go ahead and enjoy it. Let me go ahead and, you know, I'm the type of person where, and some of y'all might do the same thing, so shout out to y'all. But at night, I'll put on rain. Like the sound system in my house, I'll put on rain, like thunderstorms. I had that mug going all night, boy, I sleep like a baby because that rain, man, is just something. Rain is also sensual, man. Rain is it's just it's a lot of stuff that comes with rain, man. And so being a pluviophile, so some of y'all are pluviophiles too, so just go ahead and own it right quick. You're a pluviophile. But embrace the rain, man. Sun will come and the sun will do what it's supposed to do. And in actuality, the sun and the rain are on the same team. It's ebbs and flows. Some people are trying to master the waves. We don't realize the wave is incomplete without the undertow, and vice versa. And so rainy days are incomplete without the sunny days, and sunny days are incomplete without the rainy days. They all work in tandem, and they work when they need to work and come when they need to come to do exactly what's needed when it's needed. And so I don't know what you call a lover of the sun or whatever. I don't know what's the word for that. Maybe y'all can start look it up. I like words, but I know I loved it when I saw this word the other day, a pluviophile. And so I embraced it. So that's the life of a pluviophile. Y'all hit me up and tell me what's your favorite thing about the rain. And maybe you learned something about this conversation. I don't know. I've only been going for 13, 14 minutes, and I don't really have to talk long to get points across. I think it's great. So there it is. It's episode 5. Y'all tell somebody about it. It's Tones Only Podcast. We're changing the tones of how we think. Tone in and tune in. We'll change the tones, and then we can change the landscape of what things are what they look like from what they look like to what they really should look like. Change the tone with tuning. I did it to my computer today. I watched that Michael B. Jordan movie, Remorse or something like that. It was pretty good. Y'all go check it out. Shout out to them. Y'all go check it out. It's a pretty good movie. But while I was turning it on, man, I had to go to my TV because I didn't realize that I wasn't getting the best color out of my TV. I got this big 80-inch TV on my wall or whatever, and so I wouldn't get the best color out of it. And so I had to go and do the contrast and the brightness and the tint and all that stuff like that. And I started realizing I was missing out on some of the colors because I wasn't toning it right. Missing the tones, man. So, but I don't know. That's what's up. It's your man DM. This is Tones Only Podcast. Y'all share it, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Or not. Who cares? I'm just doing my thing. And y'all be cool. This is the Tones Only Podcast.